Buenos días.
Buenos
¿Cómo
días.
estás?
Muy bien. ¿Cómo estás?
Estoy muy bien,
Bien.
gracias. What's your name and where are you from?
Mi nombre es Spencer Sweeten. Soy de Estados Unidos, específicamente St. Louis, Missouri, pero yo vivo en Denver, Colorado.
What do you do for work?
I'm an information technology guy, IT guy, through and through. You know, keep the servers up, automate, all that stuff.
What made you want to join the retreat?
Well, I just kind of more of a, I took classes through your company previously in January last year, and I've been working like pretty hard for past year on like Spanish comprehension, but which has improved like a lot, but my speaking not so much. So it's kind of like a reward to me to kind of like catch that up with that, and I definitely think that happened. And I thought it was a good deal, and then obviously it was the first tour, but my teacher is your coworker, so and she vouched for the whole situation, so yeah.
Can you describe what your experience has been like?
Transformative, I would say. I couldn't, we had so many activities planned. I wasn't sure how it was going to go, how we were going to get everything done, how much learning we're going to do, how I'm going to get along with our students. But I mean, we got along really, really well. Everything kept being more bro-y, more sistery, more friendly as the days went by. Definitely kind of had like that family feel, looking out for each other and helping each other learn. And the common goal was learning Spanish, and we definitely worked on that a lot. It was a lot of fun.
Which activity was the standout activity that had the most fun?
I think it had to be like the coffee farm. I think just hanging out with like locals on a coffee farm, caught in the rain, hanging out with everybody, having a couple shots of coffee vino, and just getting to asking stupid questions like, hey, why do Colombians have such good teeth when you guys are drinking coffee all the time, And it turns out they just brush their teeth all the time. I guess that's the secret, I think that was, that felt very authentic, and I think that's when we really got to know each other well. So that's a day that will stay in my mind for forever.
How has your Spanish improved?
It's crazy. I actually was, before the language exchange that we did last night, I wanted to kind of like warm up my comprehension, and I was just watching some, the videos that I watch are in like beginner, intermediate, advanced. And I kind of struggle with intermediate, depending on the subject. And I watched 2 advanced videos back to back, and I was like, whoa. So I was expecting to improve my speech, which I have, absolutely. I know it's almost, I think about it as like a set, like if you're doing stand-up, which I don't do stand-up. I just watch a lot of comedy podcasts. Lame. Anyway, like when you are starting to struggle with what you want to say, you have these things to fall back on, and you've given us the basics to do so, which helps a lot. But then also just, comprehension is through the roof right now. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased.
So how do you think that differs between like a normal retreat that's just to have fun and this one with the additional education?
Yeah, I mean, so I played, not to bring this up because it just seems lame, but I played volleyball in college, right? And we were a first-year program, and what really helped us bond and was a common struggle, you know what I mean? Oh, we suck, so we have to run a lot, you know what I mean? Oh, we suck at Spanish, so we have to practice a lot. It really did like make it a lot more tight-knit as far as I'm concerned. So it like, I think that extra layer really brings a lot to the situation, honestly. So it was a lot of fun for that reason.
Would you recommend this retreat to somebody else?
Absolutely, yeah. Especially since like, I was like, oh man, we're only going to be there for 7 days. You think about that kind of thing, and it's like you get more out of 7 days than you would on your own in 10 or 12. At least as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to be here for another 3 days just hanging out. I'm like, I don't know like how to like compete with what was already set up. The service that you offered was incredible, and you're a phenomenal host as well as just like a phenomenal guy. So.
Thanks. Have you made relationships, friendships that you would, maybe after this retreat stay in touch with people? Like, how has that been?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the guy behind the camera, I'm hoping to work out with either tomorrow or the day after. I hope to, Maybe I'll start playing some video games to hang out with Nico more, because Nico's talking about how sad he is. He's gonna miss me. He loves me so much. Isn't that right, Nico? As well as yourself, I want to stay in contact. We've got the group chat now. I hope it doesn't end. I think it's, and then we've been like back to back with things. So like, we pretty much all of our time is spent together, and the folks in this group are going to be my friends forever, for sure. So.
Would you come back on another Yo Spanish retreat?
Absolutely, I absolutely would. Yeah, I want to go. I want to go to the DR and hang out with Delaney. I want to go to the DR, hang out with you, have a good time, be back in Colombia, and maybe Bogota, maybe Medellin again. I don't know. It sounds like a lot of fun. It definitely feels like a way to experience a city that I haven't done in the past. And putting it on rails, like when you do a vacation, like, oh, well, you got to do all these things. You know what I mean? It's like super stressful, dude. And it's supposed to be vacation. So like when someone else can put it on rails and just put all the stress on you, it's pretty great, and then you just get to hang out, It's truly just a hang for like 7 days, doing a bunch of different stuff. Culturally, like activity-wise, it was awesome. Yeah, it's a great way to go. Yeah. You did a great job, an incredible job. I had like high expectations based off of just like how I know you online and how Delaney speaks about you, but I mean, somehow even with high expectations, you blew those out of the water. I didn't have to take a picture even. That's another thing. Like you got two guys like doing all that for me. I'm hoping they'll send them to me. I think they will, So it's like, I don't know. It was a blast, and you really just put your phone down. Maybe take a couple pictures yourself, but they won't be as good as what these guys will take. So you just kind of like let it go. Maybe a couple selfies, But yeah, I loved it.